What up, YouTube? It's me, your boy Amos. I'm back with another video. Halloween's right around the corner for most of us, and I love Halloween. That's my favorite holiday of the year. So for Halloween, we are going to make some miniature scale Punisher style adirondack chairs. You can sit them in your fairy garden, use them in your doll houses, use them for tabletop gaming, Warhammer, D&D, whatever tabletop games you have. You can make them with your kids. Everybody loves spending time with the family. Give them to friends. Just watch it and enjoy. Whatever you may want to do with them. Now, the wood I'm using here, this is just standard birch. You can use basswood, birch. You can use popsicle sticks, whatever you have laying around. You can use scissors, a knife if you need be. Remember, kids, sharp objects. If you're under 18, get your parents to help. Get an adult to help. Be careful. Don't hurt yourself. Start off with, you're going to need some scale 1x10s, and I already have mine cut here. These are 1/16 of an inch by 3/4 of an inch wide, and they're 8 inches long. You'll need 6 of those. Now, out of those 6 pieces, you're going to need to make a few different cuts. You need to make one of these, or cut like this, I should say, which is right at 7 inches. Each side has got a, let me pull it up here if I can get it ciseled right, 30-degree cut on that side. So you cut your 30 degrees, flip it straight over, another 30-degree cut. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And that's what it'll look like when you're done with that one. The next cut you're going to need, and that one was the top back support. This one's going to be your rear leg. Once again, 30-degree cut on it, and it is 7.5 inches. So 7.5 inches, 30 degrees on that side, and that's going to be one of your rear legs. You're going to have another one just like that. You got 2 rear legs. You're going to have your back brace, which is just a standard cut. It's going to be about 6 3/4 of an inch by about 1/4 of an inch. 1/4 inch by 6 3/4. And that was your mid brace. You've got a top back brace that you're going to need to cut as well, and it's a little under 7.5, and it's a 1/4 inch as well, 1/4 inch wide. Next one you're going to need to do is your braces, your seats, 1/4 inch by 7.25 inches, and you're going to need 13 of these. Now, when you go to cut these, this wood's real thin. It's just like regular wood you get at your local hardware supply store. It's going to have imperfections in it. It's going to chip on you. It's going to split. It's going to break. If it breaks on you, you can always go back through and glue it back together. I had to do that on a couple of different little pieces. Your next one is going to be about 1 3/4, and you need to curve these. It's a 30-degree cut, but it's got a little bit of a curve to it. It's got a curve right here. It's got a curve right there. And I will try to have a template made, or make a template and put it in the description just to print out and make things a little easier. This one's same way. This is just a different size of it, 1 3/4, curve on it, 30-degree cut. So those are those 2 pieces. You're going to need 2 like this, and I suggest doing them both at the same time. It just makes them easier to do. I didn't, but of course I didn't, because God forbid I do things the easy way. And 2 1/4 inches, just make you like a little fish eye there, and just round it, almost like you're going to do a heart. You need 2 of those. You're going to need a little bracket, and this is one of the ones that broke on me. I don't know if you can see it right there. I actually had to glue it back together where it snapped. But it's 2 3/4 of an inch. I forgot what degree this one's at. This one's 30. I think everything here is 30 degrees. And it goes down about a 1/2 inch, over a little over 1/2 inch, and back up. That's your notch for the middle. And that's going to be your lower brace. You've got 2 of these, your main supports, 2 1/4 angled, 1/2 a curve, and this one's actually a 60 degree cut, a little over 60, close enough. And get it lined up here, right? And another 60 on this end. So you've got 2 60 degree cuts on here, here, and here. You need 2 of those as well. This one's going to be a little bit different. This one's actually very entertaining. A little over about 4 1/4 inches, all said and done. Put a little curve on this side. Put a couple of notches here. These notches are a little less than 1/4 inch, I believe, if I remember right. Yeah, they're about 1/4 inch. If I would have done them straight, they would have been 1/4 inch. And put you 2 notches on the side, 2 inches into it. They don't have to be deep, just 2 little notches. And put you 2 more little diamonds here at 2 and 2 1/4 to about 2 1/2 mark, and cut those all the way through. If you're using razor blades like I do on this one, make sure you change your razor blades. I didn't, and it shows. You're going to need 2 pieces like this one, 2 1/4 inches, and it's all using the 1x10s. You need 2 of those. You're going to need to cut out 2 of these as well, and they are about a 1/2 inch. And just make you a little curved line through there, cut it out. And as you're assembling, I just went ahead and pre-cut all of my stuff and set it over here. As you're assembling though, you can cut stuff to fit if need be. Basically, this is just a little square, about 1 1/2, or I'm sorry, about a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, a little less than that maybe. Yeah, 3/8 by 3/8 by 3/8. My bad. And you need 2 of those. Those are your front top plates. And this one is 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch. You need 2 of these. And these are your rear arm supports, top plates. And that's all you're going to need as far as your wood cutting. Like I said, I will try to get a template up that can be printed just to help people out. Alright, our next step, we're going to take our 2 main supports that we cut out, get a little hot glue there, and we're going to start putting our slats on it. We're just going to glue them on and mount them up just this way, start gluing them. And watch out when you're putting the glue on, because it is hot depending on which type you use. Of course, everything's backwards for me because, left-handed and all that. You want to try to get them as flush as possible. The side. Try to get them even. They're not ain't nothing going to be perfect. It's not supposed to be perfect. And we got that one on there for a brace. Now we're going to put one of the front ones on here just to brace everything in real good. Let that dry. And we're just going to continue to do this all the way up. As you can see, this one, I've got a little crooked here, which is okay. They're easy enough to fix. Once we get another one up here, I'll just pop this one off and reglue it. When you're putting these on, leave just a little gap in between them. It's supposed to look like a, almost think of like a pallet. How the pallets have spaces in between them, like little gaps. It's supposed to look something like that. I think that's enough to hold that. We'll pop this one back off now. And we'll finish gluing up these. And you want to put all 13 of them on here. We'll clean up any extra glue here in just a little bit. Alright, now we've got all of our slots on there, and I just come back through with my blade, just clean things up just a little bit here. And just trying to even it out a little bit. And because some of these I cut, you know, a little bit longer and a little bit shorter. It's not an exact science. None of this is. It just helps to have some guidelines. Next one we're going to do is we're going to install our front and rear legs. So I'm going to do, let's do the front legs first. You want to take it, you want to push it back so it's back on these. And I just put little dots on here just to give me an idea of where to go. So we're going to put those back, put some glue on here. And make sure it's set. Give that a bit to dry. We're going to do the same thing with the other side. want your front legs to be flat and as even as you can get them, which those don't look too even to me, but it'll be okay. Alright, now we got our back ones on there good. I'm going to let that dry for just a minute. And we're going to take our front legs. I'm sorry, those are our front legs. We're going to take our rear legs. And we're basically just going to put them right here about the back. You want it flat. You want just a little bit of leftover space right here. Do the same thing on the other side. Alright, now that's all dry. Let's get our back support on there. And we want this to not be towards the edge, but kind of towards the edge, if that makes sense. And we just want to even these up. Make sure they're straight. And make sure it's flush up here at the top of it, at the very front of it, which it's off just a pinch, but it'll be alright. Alright, now while that's drying, let's go ahead and do our arm supports up and get those going. Just want to put a little glue on them. A little glue, not 5 pounds please, 5 gallons. Try to get it as centered as you can. Yeah, that looks to be pretty close. And any leftover glue or anything comes off pretty easily. If you want this to be, you know, a little bit more sturdy and stuff, you can always run super glue on it. I don't, because I'm not using mine for any, you know, anything hardcore. Mine's just for knowledge, something to do, kill time. And hopefully give you guys a little bit of enjoyment. Alright, there's those 2 front arms. Alright, we've got our arms all glued up, our arm supports all glued up I should say. And let's go ahead and get those mounted. When you put these together, if you do them like I do, just do them a bunch at a time, your big ones are going to go into the front. And once again, you can use super glue, you can use wood glue. There's all kinds of glues you can use here. I'll put this in right here. Try to make it flush. The reason I like the hot glue is because sometimes you make mistakes when you're cutting and they don't cut perfect. And if that's the case, then other than it being stringy, which is a royal pain, it will it'll fill in any little small gaps if you don't cut them straight. Because I know sometimes it's hard to cut straight with a pair of scissors. I can't. I'm left-handed and this is a right-handed person's world. So try to get them in the center or close to the center. Your little decorative cuts, as a matter of fact, there's one of the gaps I was talking about. Your little curve is going to go on the outside. And once you've got that down, right way. We're going to glue these, the back ones on, put them on the side the same way. And I'm just going to roughly eyeball this. And same thing on the other side. Now I use the Gorilla dual temperature glue. It works fairly good. It's not as stringy as some of the other ones I've seen, and it's got about a minute hold time, or a minute work time. So it's not too bad. If you make a mistake right off the bat, you can always you have a little bit of time to adjust it if need be. On there, let's go ahead and glue down our arms now, and we're going to put them like this, where they're flush here in the back. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. And that's flush. And that's flush. We're going to let that dry real quick. And then we're going to get on to the fun stuff. So we're going to let that dry for just a quick minute. And like I said, I like the wood glue, or the hot glue, a little bit better. It seems to work better for me. I've done super glue and stuff, but it's just real stringy. But you can always come in, with your knife. And just clean it up as need be. It doesn't stick your hands together. It's not really bad for you. As far as chemical wise, there's no real chemical smell. And I know there's some glues I've seen in my lifetime that are just horrible on the chemical smell. Alright, so now we got that. We're going to put this to the side, and we're going to get all of our little weird cut pieces, curved pieces from earlier. You get some of this glue off my fingers real quick. So let me get all them together here. And this is going to be our back. Hang on, I got a little bit of glue right there. Alright, this is going to be our back, believe it or not. So you want to find your best looking side. It just cracked on me. So it's going to be that side. We're going to go up with that one. This one right like that. And there's a piece that just snapped on me. But it's okay. We'll just put a little glue on it and let it dry. It's the only thing about working with really tiny pieces is they do have a tendency to break. It's like, if you go to the hardware store, you get a piece of lumber, might have a knot in it. Sometimes that knot will fall out, and then you're left with, a big hole in your piece of wood or piece of furniture or whatever you're building. I'm sure some of you already have an idea now of what we're doing here, but we're just gonna keep going. I get some of this glue off my fingers. There we go. Another little X carver piece and our final piece. That looks close to even. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. Then we're going to take our back support here and we're going to glue it down. Let me grab a backup glue stick here just in case. Alright, I got some more glue, so we're going to go ahead and just put a thin line, or try to put a thin line all the way down that. And we're going to mount this one right like that. Down a little bit. And I don't think any of it's showing on the other side. It shouldn't be. Alright, our next piece, we're going to take our top back brace. We're going to do it the same way. We're going to put it right there. We're going to hold this together until that glue dries real good. And I might have to take that off and lower it. It might be a little too high. And I might have to adjust this a little bit. It's all about seeing for me. If I make something, I don't want it to look mass produced. That don't look too bad. This one needs to come down. This one needs to come down. But I don't want it to look mass produced. The imperfections to me are the perfections. Let's go ahead and disassemble this part real quick. And I'm going to lower these down. And that's a good thing about it too. If you don't like the way it sits, change it. Alright, that one looks better. Pop these two off now. Maybe I won't break this one again. This is one that broke on me earlier. There we go. Clean up this glue a little bit so it's got a good surface to adhere to. Glue this one back on. There we go. That looks better already. Still have to come back in, clean up some of the glue strings, but for the most part, our back is finished. Now we got our last little piece here, which is our mid-back brace. And we're just going to run down it here real quick. And we're going to put it right up here. Butt it against that, like so. Now then, once that's on like that, we're going to do a preset here. And then we're just going to glue it down right across the teeth to start off with. We're going to mount those right on the back of the chair. We're going to come across the back upper support. Like that. Let all this dry real quick. We'll be right back. Now I didn't like the way that was sitting, so what I did is I broke loose my back arm support bars and I just reset everything, and now I'm just giving it a final touch of glue here. Side. Let it all dry. There you have it. Nice little Punisher chair, ready for your tabletop gaming, dollhouses, what have you. You just go through, clean up with any little leftover pieces of glue like that, the strings, and it's ready for painting. It's ready for staining, whatever you want to do to it. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please like, share, subscribe. Leave me a comment if there's something you want to see done. Be happy to do it.